Today, we're diving into the cosmos with Moonraker 1979, the 11th James Bond adventure starring the legendary Roger Moore. Directed by Gilbert, this film is packed with thrills, gadgets, and an unforgettable journey into outer space. But does it hold up after all these years? Let's find out. Moonraker starts with a literal free fall. Bond is mid-air without a parachute, locked in a breathtaking battle against Jaws. This opening is one of the series' most ambitious stunts, setting the tone for the over-the-top adventure to come. So, what's the mission? Bond investigates the mysterious disappearance of a Moonraker space shuttle. This leads him to Hugo Drax, a billionaire industrialist with a sinister plan. Spoiler alert. Drax isn't just aiming for world domination's dreaming of intergalactic superiority. From California mansions to Venice canals, Moonraker showcases some of the most stunning locations in the Bond franchise. Roger Moore's Bond oozes charm as he uncovers Drax's plot. And of course, the gadgets steal the show. Remember the gondola turned hovercraft? Yes, it's ridiculous, but it's classic Bond. Bond's alien love interest is Dr. Holly Goodhead, a CIA agent and astronaut. Played by Lois Chiles, Goodhead is one of the few women in the franchise who matches Bond in wit, skill, and intellect. And then there's Jaws. Richard Kiel returns as the towering, metal-toothed henchman. This time, he gets a surprising twist: a love story. It's campy, yes, but undeniably fun. Let's talk about that finale. The space battle, Drax's scheme to wipe out humanity and repopulate Earth with his perfect specimens leads to a laser shootout among astronauts. It's pure sci-fi madness. Think Bond meets Star Wars. Moonraker is often divisive among fans. Some love its bold leap into the fantastical, while others find it too far removed from Bond's spy roots. But there's no denying its impact. It was one of the highest-grossing Bond films of its time. James Bond investigates the mid-air theft of a space shuttle, and discovers a plot to commit global genocide. James Bond is back for another mission, and this time, he is blasting off into space. A spaceship traveling through space is mysteriously hijacked, and Bond must work quickly to find out who was behind it all. He starts with the rocket's creators, Drax Industries, and the man behind the organization, Hugo Drax. On his journey, he ends up meeting Dr. Holly Goodhead and encounters the metal-toothed Jaws once again. A Drax Industries Moonraker on loan to the United Kingdom is hijacked in mid-air while on a shuttle carrier aircraft. The carrier is destroyed, but no wreckage of the shuttle is found. M. Bernard Lee. This was Bernard Lee's final appearance as M, head of MI6, assigns James Bond Roger Moore, Agent 007, to investigate. En route to England, Bond is attacked and pushed out of an airplane by the mercenary assassin Jaws Richard Kiel, whom he previously met in The Spy Who Loved Me. Bond survives by stealing a parachute from Jaws, whilst Jaws lands on a trapeze net within a circus tent. The shuttle was built by Drax Corp, and then that's where Bond is asked to start investigating. At the Drax Industries space plane manufacturing complex in California, Bond meets the owner of the company, Hugo Drax Michael Lonsdale, and his henchman Chang Toshiro Suga. Bond also meets Dr. Holly Goodhead Lois Chiles, an astronaut, and survives an assassination attempt while inside a centrifuge chamber. Drax's personal pilot, Karine Clary, sleeps with Bond and then helps Bond find blueprints for a glass vial made in Venice. Drax discovers her involvement via Chang and has her killed by his pet dogs. Bond again encounters Goodhead in Venice and observes her snooping around a door near the glass factory. Then he is chased through the canals by Drax's henchmen. He returns to the factory at night to investigate, and discovers a secret biological laboratory, and learns that the glass vials are to hold a nerve gas deadly to humans, but harmless to plants and animals. Chang attacks Bond, but Bond hurls him through the stained glass clock face of the St. Mark's Clock Tower, killing him. During the fight, Bond finds evidence that Drax is moving his operation to Rio de Janeiro. Rejoining Goodhead, he deduces that she is a CIA agent spying on Drax and sleeps with her. The next day Bond takes M to the lab and finds Drax alone and no sign of any lab. M is humiliated. Bond has saved one of the vials he found earlier, as the only evidence of the now empty laboratory. He gives it to M for analysis, who permits him to go to Rio de Janeiro under the pretense of being on leave. Q. Desmond Llewellyn and Miss Moneypenny Lois Maxwell, M's secretary. Bond survives attacks by Jaws, whom Drax previously hired as Chang's replacement, during Rio Carnival and on the Sugarloaf cable car. After Jaws' cable car crashes, he is rescued from the rubble by Dolly Blanche Ravalik, a young woman, and the two fall in love. Bond finds Holly tracking the local airfield with planes from Drax Corp arriving and departing very frequently. Drax's forces capture Goodhead, but Bond escapes. Q finds that the fluid in the vial is a modified poison fatal only to humans. It is found in the Amazons. Bond travels the Amazon River and comes under attack from Drax's forces, before eventually locating his base. Captured by Jaws, Bond is taken to Drax and witnesses for Moonraker's lifting off. Drax explains that he stole back the lone shuttle because another in his fleet had developed a fault during assembly. Bond and Goodhead are caged by Jaws in a meeting room under the launch platform, and narrowly escape being burned alive by the exhausts of Moonraker 5, which is carrying Drax, and pose as pilots on Moonraker 6. The shuttles dock with a huge, city-like space station, hidden from radar by a cloaking device. Bond and Goodhead disable the radar-jamming cloaking device. The United States sends a platoon of Marines aboard another shuttle to intercept the now visible space station. Jaws captures Bond and Goodhead, to whom Drax reveals his plan to destroy human life by launching 50 globes that would dispense the nerve gas into Earth's atmosphere. Drax had transported several dozen genetically perfect young men and women of varying races to the space station in the shuttles. They would live there until Earth was safe again for human life. Their descendants would be the seed for a new master race. Bond sends a message to M and UK sends over a strike team to destroy the station. Bond persuades Jaws to switch his allegiance by getting Drax to admit that anyone not measuring up to his physical standards, including him and Dolly, would be exterminated. Jaws attacks Drax's guards, and a laser battle ensues between Drax's forces and Bond, Jaws, and the Marines attacking en masse. The strike team arrives but Drax manages to launch to vial pods. Drax's forces are defeated as the station is destroyed, while Bond shoots and ejects Drax into space. Bond and Goodhead use Drax's laser-armed Moonraker 5 to destroy the 3 launched globes and return to Earth. It is revealed that Jaws and Dolly, who ejected themselves in one of Drax's escape pods, after toasting with a bottle of champagne, are being recovered by the Marines. Bond's superiors get a video feed of Moonraker 5 and are bemused to see Bond and Goodhead making love in zero gravity. So, what do you think of Moonraker? A timeless classic or a campy outlier? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and join me for our next mission into Bond's cinematic universe. Until then, stay shackin' it stirred.